Good morning. I'm Don Dickey, a member of this congregation, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here on a nice, warm spring day where we don't miss the furnace. And to those of you following us on live stream video, I welcome you in joining us at this special time during the week. We take pleasure in greeting our guests and visitors, and this is the time we set aside to do that. Do we have any members who've brought a guest or visitor they would like to stand and introduce? If so, let us know their name, where they're from. Do we have any visitors who would feel comfortable standing and introducing themselves? Yes, ma'am. Welcome. This will be a special service today. And there was another person standing?
Hi, I'm introducing a new friend who is here to see their wins for Haiti.
Welcome. Do we have any more? Yes, sir.
Former member Richard Hughes and Bertrand Sawyer were lifetime friends of mine in Kansas City this July. I won't get to come here.
Welcome. We'll look forward to having them. Yes, sir.
Good morning. Today is Music Sunday. Let's let me welcome these guests. Tell us who you are.
Donna and Dallas Sigurdsson, members of the Trinity Family Baptist Church.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome.
Today is Music Sunday, and I always have a great pleasure in thanking the choir for their hard work that they do for months and months and months preparing for today. We're pleased to offer you Dream of Freedom, a piece written by Evan Mack, and with featuring the poetry of Langston Hughes. And we're so thrilled today to have Douglas Walker as our soloist. And Douglas is here, and you can see him. Now, here's a shameless plug. You can see him in Once on This Island, one more show this afternoon. But we're happy that Douglas is here this morning. And we also have my good friend Joe Carr filling in for Tom Lancaster, who is away during a show. And Joe is here filling in as tenor section leader. So let's welcome them.
Today, following the service, we will have a Sunday Plus lunch. For those of you who are not familiar with the layout, you go out the doors, follow the hallway to your left all the way down. And visitors, let the cashier know that you are visiting and you're truly our guest. There's no charge for the lunch. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to our spring celebration of Music Sunday. This morning we explore in words and songs the poetry of Langston Hughes, one of the most widely recognized Black poets and authors of the American canon. Langston Hughes was first recognized as an important literary figure during the 1920s, a period known as the Harlem Renaissance, because of the number of emerging Black writers. Hughes, more than any other Black poet or writer, recorded faithfully the nuances of Black life and its frustrations. Hughes brought a varied and colorful background to his writing. Before he was 12 years old, he had lived in 6 different American cities. When his first book was published, he had already been a truck farmer, cook, waiter, college graduate, sailor, and doorman at a nightclub in Paris. And he had visited Mexico, West Africa, the Azores, the Canary Islands, Holland, France, and Italy. Since their publication, Hughes's poems have been translated into German, French, Spanish, Russian, Yiddish, and Czech, and constantly anthologized. As we shall hear this morning, many of them have been set to music. Hughes addressed the problems of being a poor Black man in a racist society in his poetry as well as other works. The musings of his alter ego, Jesse B. Simple, first appeared in 1942 in From Here to Yonder, a column Hughes wrote, first for the Chicago Defender and later for the New York Post. White folks, Simple comments at one point, is the cause of a lot of inconvenience in my life. Simple echoes his author's conviction that the struggle is here and can only be won here, that no constructive end is served through fantasies and illusions and false efforts at disguising the outcomes of injustice. Simple also knows that the strength, the tenacity, and the commitment which are necessary to win the struggle also exist within the Black community. Although Hughes was not always well received by either Black or white literary critics, he was the first Black American to earn his living solely from his writing and public readings and lectures. Part of the reason he was able to do this was the phenomenal acceptance and love he received from average Black people. The poet occupies such a position in the memory of his people precisely because he recognized that we possess within ourselves a great reservoir of both physical and spiritual strength, and because he used his artistry to reflect this back to those people. He used his poetry and his prose to illustrate that there is no lack within the Negro people of beauty, strength, and power. Until the time of his death, Langston Hughes spread his message, humorously though always seriously, to audiences throughout the country, having read his poetry to more people possibly than any other American poet. In his memory, and in honor of the work of poets everywhere and the people whose lives they celebrate, we kindle our chalice flame this morning. May today's music enlighten and inspire each of us to seek justice for all people and to find beauty in the everyday scenes all around us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sean. I light this chalice for the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
Thank you, Sean. Now I invite the congregation to rise as you are willing and able and speak once more the words of our community's covenant. Together we affirm goodwill the spirit of this church and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And will you remain standing for our opening hymn? Our children's focus this morning is another poem by Langston Hughes, originally called Dream Variation. It was turned into a children's book with marvelous illustrations by a Kansas City citizen named Daniel Miares, and I think you'll see them on the screen better from where you are than if you come up front, so I'm going to just invite you to stay there. And he titled the book, That Is My Dream. To fling my arms wide in some place of the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done. Then rest at cool evening beneath a tall tree while night comes on gently, dark like me. That is my dream. To fling my arms wide in the face of the sun. Dance, whirl, whirl, till the quick day is done. Rest at pale evening, a tall, slim tree. Night coming tenderly. Black like me. That is my dream. And we'll now sing as the children depart for their religious education classes. One of the things that we are constantly learning as we seek to expand our circle of wisdom and beauty beyond any one culture is the danger of appropriation. Langston Hughes had a comment on that. He said, "You've taken my blues and gone. You sing them on Broadway. And you sing them in Hollywood Bowl. And you mixed them up with symphonies and you fixed them up so they don't sound like me. Yep, you done taken my blues and gone. You also took my spirituals and gone. Put them in everything but what's about me. But someday, somebody will stand up and talk about me. And write about me, black and beautiful, and sing about me, and put on plays about me. I reckon it'll be me myself. Yeah, it'll be me."
stand most humbly before man's wisdom, knowing we are not really wise. If we were, we'd open up the kingdom and make earth happy, make earth happy. As the dream of skies. At the feet of Jesus, sorrow like a sea. Lordy, let your mercy come drifting down on me. At the feet of Jesus, sorrow like a sea. Lordy, let your mercy come drifting down on me. At the feet of Jesus, at your feet I stand. Oh, my little Jesus, please reach out your hand. At the feet of Jesus, at your feet I stand. Oh, my little Jesus, reach out your hand. At the feet of Jesus, sorrow like a sea. Lordy, let your mercy come drifting down on me. Oh, at the feet of Jesus, at your feet I stand. Oh, my little, oh, my little, oh, my little, oh, my little, oh, my little Jesus. Please reach out your hand.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Carissa Stevens, and I'm going to be reading Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a-climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't look down on the steps, 'cause you find it's kinder hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey, I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
Me and the Mule. My old mule, he's got a grin on his face. He's been a mule so long, he's forgotten about his race. I'm like that old mule, black, and don't give a damn. You gotta take me like I am.
We're going to ask you to take a role in the reading as well. This poem called Warning. And the right side of the congregation will be your right. The left side of the congregation will be your left. We'll begin on the left. Together. Negroes, sweet and docile, meek, humble, and kind. Beware the day they change their mind. Wind in the cotton fields, gentle breeze. Beware the hour it uproots the trees.
In autumn they die. In autumn they die and are blown away, dry and withered. Their bells dance on the wind. Their bells dance on the wind. Like little brown butterflies. In autumn they die. In autumn they die. Like little brown butterflies.
Kids who die. This is for the kids who die, black and white. For kids will die, certainly. The old and rich will live on a while, as always, eating blood and gold, letting kids die. Kids will die in the swamps of Mississippi, organizing sharecroppers. Kids will die in the streets of Chicago, organizing workers. Kids will die in the orange groves of California, telling others to get together. Whites and Filipinos, Negroes and Mexicans, all kinds of kids will die who don't believe in lies and bribes and contentment and a lousy peace. Of course, the wise and the learned who pen editorials in the papers, and the gentlemen with doctor in front of their names, white and black, who make surveys and write books, will live on weaving words to smother the kids who die. And the sleazy courts, and the bribe-reaching police, and the blood-loving generals, and the money-loving preachers will all raise their hands against the kids who die, beating them with laws and clubs and bayonets and bullets to frighten the people. For the kids who die are like iron in the blood of people, and the old and rich don't want the people to taste the iron of the kids who die. Don't want the people to get wise to their own power, to believe in Angelo Herndon or even get together. Listen, kids who die. Maybe now there will be no monument for you except in our hearts. Maybe your bodies will be lost in a swamp, or a prison grave, or the potter's field, or the rivers where you're drowned like Liebknecht. But the day will come. You assure yourselves that it is coming, when the marching feet of the masses will raise for you a living monument of love and joy and laughter, and black hands and white hands clasped as one, and a song that reaches the sky, the song of the life triumphant through kids who die.
My hopes the wind unscattered, snow has raised me, sun has baked me. Must I retreat bring the tide to me? Stop loving, stop living.
Question. When the old junk man death comes to gather up our bodies and toss them into sacks of oblivion, I wonder if he will find the corpse of a white multimillionaire worth more pennies of eternity than the black torso of a Negro cotton picker.
I too sing America. I am the darker brother they send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh and I eat well, grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes, and nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America.
against the wall by muddled names and strange. Sometimes the dream is called. They must atone unless it's shared in common, like sunlight and like air. The dream will die for lack of substance anywhere. The dream knows no frontier or tongue. The dream no class or race. The dream cannot be kept secure in any one place. A dream today in battle with its back against the wall to save the dream of a one. It must be said for all. Our dream of freedom. There are words like freedom, sweet and wonderful to say. There are words like freedom, sweet and wonderful to say. There are words like freedom, sweet and wonderful to say. Oh, our heartstrings, freedom sings all day, every day. Words like liberty almost make me cry. Oh, freedom. Words like liberty almost make me cry. Oh, like freedom. Almost make me cry. Oh, like freedom. If you had known what I know, you know why. There are words like freedom. There are words like freedom, sweet and wonderful to say. There are words like freedom, oh yeah. Free to pray, free to love, free to dance, free to live, free to love, free, free, free. I wanna be free, free, free. I wanna be free, free, free. I wanna be free, free.
turn the corner and run into yourself, then you know you have turned all the corners that are left.
Whew, it's hot in here now. Wow. I hope you guys were inspired because we absolutely love doing Music Sunday. We love doing the Fall Requiem, and I hope it's special for you guys as well. I wanted to this morning thank our section leaders very, very much for the work that they do all year long. I know you guys know most of them, but just in case you don't, soprano section leader Sarah Labar, you could wave. Alto section leader Shanna Jones. New to us this year, bass section leader Chris Cobbett. And normally Tom Lancaster is working with us with the tenors, but he is doing a show in Indiana right now. So in his place, we have Joe Carr today and for the rest of the season. And of course, I would be remiss without thanking very much our soloist today, Douglas Walker. Yay. Funny enough, I know Doug from a prior job. He and I both worked at Gordon Parks for several years together, and then I was so surprised to see him at rehearsal one day. I'm like, oh, look at you. Fabulous. And of course, Anthony Edwards, our fantastic, amazing music director. You see, it's because of the talent, like those people, that we are able as a program to really punch above our weight class in music, don't you think? I mean, we are a relatively small congregation, you know, relatively speaking, and I think we absolutely bring it far more than one would imagine we could. So I'm very grateful for that. In order to continue to punch above our weight class, we know we must fund our whole budget. We must fund the entire thing. And this year, a goal was given to the music and religious education programs to raise about $12,000 to support that budget. And we are a little over $9,000 this year on our way to that $12,000 goal. So please help us today with the offering. It is a special offering that goes to religious education and the music programs. Of course, you can designate that in the memo line of a check. If you want to provide cash and would like to have your name recognized, which for those of you who would like to vote in our annual membership meeting this month, make sure you do have a donation of record. You can just get an envelope, put your name on the outside, and put cash in that, and that would be great as well. So thank you all very, very much again for all of your support all year long. The offering will be graciously received. Thank you.
Such I dream.
Will you join me in the words of dedication for our offering? We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create a just and compassionate society. Now we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a special announcement.
Hi, I'm Marion. I'm the music chair, and it's my delight to honor Anthony for his 10 years of service as choir director. And we've all signed a card, and we take a couple of things here.
Congratulations and thank you, and I want to be here for your 20th. We extinguish this flame, but never the light of truth, or the warmth of community, or the fires of commitment. For all these we carry in our minds and hearts until we are together again. So hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So be it.